want to start with thanks everybody for making it tonight. I really appreciate you guys being here. It's a great event. For the few of you that are in the back, there's some maybe a few chairs up here or some space if you guys don't want to be there. I think there's probably like some chairs up here too. So you're welcome to move forward. So let me start you a little bit. My name is Johan Borch. I'm the CEO and founder of the TechMap. I started putting this event called the Co-Founder Meetup back in 2010 with a couple of guys, which they're no longer part of this, but I took over and I'm actually doing it now. And we're looking to expand in different locations right now. We're hitting Miami, Chicago, and LA, hopefully by April. So if you guys have anybody that wants to attend events like this, definitely refer them. Probably start something online so they can watch us and make it free for them. But if anybody here has a badge, you all should have a little name tag or a little dot that says kind of like the color and what it means. Hopefully you guys put the right one in a bunch of them so you can be able to see who you can connect with. I put this event together with my wife and some volunteers, as you guys probably met in the front. They help us out, put this great event every second Monday of the month here at Capital Factory. We're going to be doing a couple of things here, a couple of events that we're going to be running. I just want to mention it quickly. It's one called the Networking Party. It's on March 13th. It's free at the Russian House. They actually agreed to give us free shots. And yes, more beer too, hopefully. If I get sponsors, I'll probably get some people, some drinks as well, working on that aspect. We're going to be at South by Southwest doing an event just like this in front of 250 people. Eventually you have to have a badge, I'm sorry, but that's South by Southwest. We do have people here that are going to be pitching their company there, so hopefully some of the startups can just take off the roof out of here. What else? That's March 13th, we're going to be talking about the organizer, and then March 16th we're going to be doing this event. Then the co-founder meetup, the next one is March 9th, and then April 13th. If you guys can get your phone and just tweet about this event and hashtag the TechMap and Capital Factory, that'd be great, just to connect with other people where you guys are at and kind of what you're doing. If you would like to pitch, go to this Tina URL TechMap. And if you haven't yet signed up to the TechMap, it's kind of like another LinkedIn, but for free, I guess you can say, and connect with others and find co-founders or even people that are related in the business that you're looking for, or even look for jobs, just in that aspect. And here's a few things I wanted to tell you about sponsors. We have a few of them. One of them is Pitch Deals. If you want to come up, Christian, and talk about what Pitch Deals does and what, this is something I actually was working this weekend.
Hey everyone, I'm Christian Masugi. I'm here to represent Pitch Deals and web developer with them. And what Pitch Deals, kind of like a little background on Pitch Deals, what we are is kind of like a, let's say like, best way to put this. All right, so Pitch Deals is more like Priceline for restaurants. So, you know, customers can kind of pitch their own deals to merchants and kind of negotiate the prices between them. And right now we're here actually sponsoring the Co-Founder Meetup. So that's it.
So just to pick up on that, those yummy Jimmy John's sandwiches were negotiated by Pitch Deals. So just to give you a heads up what they do. Next one is Eric with Profile Portrait.
Hello, I'm the photographer for tonight. My name is Eric. My business is Profile Portraits, and basically what I do is I help out with your personal brand online. So if you guys need photos, kind of update your LinkedIn or update any of those online profiles, that's what I'm here for, to make you guys look good. So thanks.
Yeah, you see all those awesome pictures there at Meetup? This is the guy. He actually does really good photos. South by Southwest, of course, we put him in there because they're sponsoring our event for next month. Austin, Phoenix. Well, I don't think there's anybody here from South by Southwest today. Is anybody here? No. Kelly? No. Okay. Austin Phoenix is put by Kelly as well, and she is one of the magazines here in town. If you have a startup, she would love to talk to you about entrepreneurship. So you definitely want to get with them and check out their website. And Druja Promo does marketing for us. T-shirts, our banner back here, all of that good stuff that, you know, some people think that's a waste of money. It actually helps out. It does. You know, get the market out there for you. Texas State, I don't think we have anybody here from Texas State yet, or today, but they help a lot of entrepreneurship. They have some mentors for free that you can talk to and help you out with business plans and stuff like that here in Round Rock, and they have different locations as well. And of course, Capital Factory, which helps us put the event together here every month. They provide the space for us. And Angel Hack is an event that we're going to be running, kind of like Startup Weekend. If you attended before this weekend, they just had one. It's kind of the same thing for hacking and other events like that. If anybody knows a sponsor that wants to become, have them email us at team@thetechmap, and we'll try to get them up here and give them some minutes to actually talk about their company. And one person that I want to bring in is up front right now is a person that pitched a while back, and it's been a success story that I want to, you know, she's going to talk about. But besides Rise Scout, Joseph, if you guys heard of them, we have other people that have just got here, make connections, and made it work. I just want to invite Jen Du to come up here and kind of say a few words about what she's at with her company.
All right. Test, test. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Jen, and this is my partner in crime,
Dan.
And I am the founder of this. It's called Before Elixir, and it is a drink that you take before you drink alcohol to prevent flushing during alcohol consumption. And this is a problem that affects 70% of Asians around the world and 15% of people as well, including Irish people, Scottish people. A lot of people in this room probably get the problem. So I'm actually not here to pitch to you, even though I kind of just did. But about a year ago, I came to Co-Founders Austin Meetup just like this, and I was looking for a biochemist to help me develop my drink. I was new to Austin, I didn't know anybody, and I needed someone to help me develop this idea that I had. And I didn't find a biochemist, but I did get connected to an angel investor who invested $55,000 in my concept, and that has enabled me to go from concept or prototype to full working, ready to sell in the stores. And tomorrow we are launching an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign to produce the first 50,000 bottles of Before Elixir and distribute them worldwide, actually. We have customers from around the world asking us to ship them our beverage. So I wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of you are in here trying to find a co-founder, the perfect fit, an investor, hoping that'll happen. And it really does. You never know what one conversation with one person, where that will go. So I really encourage you to take advantage of all the people, all the resources that are in this room, and use them to your full advantage. As a little treat, because tomorrow we're launching this Indiegogo campaign, and I thought it would be cool to give you a sneak peek of our video, which we've been, on like stealth mode about. And it's actually, you're going to be the first people outside of my team to ever see it. So here it is. I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, support us tomorrow.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen. I want to tell you about a drink that we're going to call Before Elixir. It's a game changer, so listen. When I drink alcohol, I used to look like this. I also felt like this, just terrible. But that was before I created Before Elixir. What is Before Elixir? I'm glad you asked. Before Elixir is a natural beverage that prevents people from turning red when they drink alcohol. That's right, it's a huge problem, and I solved it. It also prevents symptoms like headaches, pounding heartbeats, caused by a problem known as alcohol flush reaction, also known as Asian glow. Now that's street talk! Yeah, boy! Before Elixirs take 30 minutes to 1 hour prior to consuming alcohol. It reduces flushing in the face and neck by slowing down the metabolism of alcohol and the production of a toxin in the liver called acid alcohol. This reduces the amount of toxins in the liver, making it a lot healthier to take all those shots. But does it work? Hell yes. Did beer taste good the first time you tried it? Nope.
I like to taste beer.
Of course you do. You dirty little hipster. So, you could buy Pepsi and take one every hour to prevent flushing, but that's probably not good for you. Think about it. Besides, who wants to bring a pack of pills to the bar and take them in secret like a weirdo? Start deciding if you're going to treat your liver like a punching bag or using a vitamins and amino acids to prepare for the long night out. And can you make a tasty cocktail with those pills? No. But you can using Before Elixir, which will be available here at the end of the fall. Before Elixir is a natural, safe, and effective way to fight alcohol frustration. It's so natural, you can even water your plants with it. Did you know 70% of Asians around the world get alcohol flush reaction, and 15% of non-Asians do too? It's a global pandemic. That's why I want to get Before Elixir into bars and stores nationwide, but I need your help. Some people ask me, Jen, are you just trying to get people drunk? And while that might happen, I tell them Before Elixir's real goal is to help people enjoy the social aspect of drinking. People shouldn't look red or feel sick when they drink, unless they drink too much. That's your own fault. But if you have this problem, Before Elixir solves it. Want proof that this stuff works? Check out this nifty time lapse of my friend Ellis drinking with and without Before Elixir. On the left, his face is flushed from the alcohol as usual. But on the right, he's looking normal, just like his badass self. Making and distributing a big-time beverage requires a lot of startup capital, so that's why I need your help, big time. The money raised in this campaign will be used to produce the first 50,000 bottles of Before Elixir. I'll also hire some trusted people to help me so I don't have to do it alone. So, help me get Before Elixir in stores and in your hands by pre-ordering a case right now. Yeah, a whole case. Do it right now. Remember, be ready, not ready.
Thanks everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are some bottles of Before Elixir in the back for you to try. This Friday we have an event at Cheer Up Charlie, so we'll be giving out bottles, so invite your Flushing friends to come on over. And tomorrow, support us on Indiegogo because we really need your help to get to the next level. Bye.
Guys, watching that video is making me think that I'm getting red too, so I might have to try that. Alright guys, I'm speechless there. Well, let me tell you a little bit about the format. I don't know what else I can say about that drink, but I need to try it just so you guys know. The format is basically 5 minutes presentation. The speakers will come up here once we call them up for the company. They'll have that 5 minutes and we'll cut them off, and then we'll basically, I'm gonna have a 1 minute paper that I'll try to show to them, and if they don't see it, then I'll shout, you got 1 minute, so they can stop talking, or soon they will. And then we have a 4 minute audience questions, so you guys can give your feedback, any connections you guys can give them to get their project to the next level, that'd be great. And after the presentation itself, we have to get out of here at 9 o'clock because the cleaning crew comes in. And we can go downstairs and network more, or a bar, or go drink some elixirs. Just so you guys know, we have to get out of here. But I'll let you know. So we should have about 40 to 30 minutes to network, hopefully after all the presenters are done. And if you guys would like to present, do send us an email, team@TechMap, and on the Meetup there's a link so you can fill out the information to sign up to come up here. And it's hard to present, guys. I'm gonna say it's not that easy to be in front of over 100 people and tell them your story. But if you really have the guts, come up here. We'll dare you. But anyways, here's the presenters. Pretty much this is a lineup: Hoopty Cars, Mass Ventures, Burrow, My Damn Portal. Is that the same one as on the list? I think it should be. But this is where we're gonna go through it. And once everybody's done, as you can see, what they're seeking for: developers, investors, developers, marketing, anybody that you guys can connect these guys to get to the next level. Or if you're the person, definitely talk to them after the event. because they want to hear your feedback and get to know you and see how they can take their business to the next level. Their information is there, and the website is there as well. So, are you guys ready to hear some pitches? You're all quiet, man. You guys saw a badass video. Come on. All right, let's get started. So, who do I have on my list first? Hoopty car. If that is the correct list, is that what it says on the newsletter? On the flyer? I think it's Hoopty car first.
Yes. Yeah, Hoopty car first.
All right, Hoopty car, come on down. Price is right. Here's the mic and you can scroll for that.
Awesome.
All right.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
I'm Mike. Who knows what a hoopty car is? Raise your hand if you ever heard of a hoopty car. Who's owned one? What was your hoopty car's name? You know you had one, right? Because you prayed to it, right? Like, please start, I got to go to work today, right? Our company is really designed to connect the $10,000 or less car market. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about our company. So this is my ride. I call it Mini-Me because it's short and squatty like me. That's my truck. And it's paid for. And that's really the whole concept behind our company is we're trying to educate people to actually pay for their vehicles versus having a car payment. So when you look at the average used car market, the average used car sells for a little over $16,000. So we're basically going to target specifically the $10,000 mark or less. We've really found through the research that a lot of these cars really aren't identified. And I know that seems really weird, but how many of you guys have seen independent car dealers? You know what I'm talking about? So not like fill in the name Ford or fill in the name whatever, right? These are going to be these little car markets. How many of you guys have ever seen those? How many? Raise your hand, please. Help me out here. Get a little in. Yeah? How many of you guys ever bought from that place? Not many, right? It's kind of weird, right? What are some of the reasons we don't buy? And so that's kind of our company is trying to link these local and businesses together. So it's our website. It's very simple, but one of the things we want to do is create a little accuracy. There's a lot of websites out there now that are doing a lot of scraping. We're actually intending to go out and specifically visit with those dealers and try to teach them branding. If you're familiar with Sparefoot, kind of the same thing, except for storage, we're looking at independent car dealers. So we really have three parts of our company. We want to educate consumers. So I spend a lot of times talking to kids. I talk about, you know, walk before you ride and ride before you buy. So what I teach kids is that if you get a job and you want to get a car, if you have to pay for it, you're looking at $5 an hour just to afford that car. So you begin to think about, you know, is it worth walking somewhere to work for minimum wage? Well, that may be more financially wherewithal than actually having to buy a car and go to work. The other thing is we want to educate dealers. And there's a lot of hidden stuff about, you know, used cars. So we're just trying to make it a lot simpler. You know, basically it's kind of like a true car thing where we're teaching people about what the car is and what the car does and what's there. And then my favorite's connecting the market. This actually is my brother's car. I don't know if you can see all the really cool accessories that are here, like the added on cigarette lighter, some tape, missing pieces. And this is really his hoopty car. But do you notice the one thing that's not used on this whole car? The radio, right? Every hoopty car has a couple of common things, right? It has nice radio, nice tires, and usually tint job, right? So if you don't know if you have a hoopty car, it's real simple. You get in the middle of the parking lot, you hit the gas, and the car goes in a complete circle, right? You're not touching the wheel, and it's got a $200 tint job. You probably got a hoopty. It's pretty simple, right? So the pricing structure is real simple. We're going to go ahead and let in, you know, those savvy dealers who you know, understand the internet and all that stuff to give them kind of a price, but we're really going out, Andrea, you raise your hand, and Ben. So we're actually going to go out and actually work with dealers to try to get them educated. So we're going to put a pricing program together for them to do that. So right now what we're looking for is a co-founder for technology. Interestingly enough, this company wasn't created because I have an affinity for cars or technology. This company was created actually in a master's economics class. So I was looking at some of the trends that are going on in the market, and I believe that in the future, secondary car market's going to be big. So what I'm asking for is to help us get the word out. And then I'm looking for some mentors. You know, I want to figure out how we're going to take our company out there and what we're going to do. So if you're interested, this is our newest thing. just set this down here. Get rid of it. So, I feel so much better without a mic. So this is actually our bumper stickers. So if you have a Hoopty car and you like to have one, it has dual purpose. So it brands our company, plus you can take crap back onto your car.
So, any questions?
Yeah, what's the differentiator from Auto Trader?
That's a good question. The first thing is that Auto Trader targets franchise car dealerships. So that's really the biggest difference. I don't get a lot of independent dealers that have dealt with those kinds of companies, but the few that I have, for instance, one dealer has about 20 cars on his lot. Cars.com wanted $700 a month. It's just not feasible.
Craigslist is free. That's where I
Correct. Craigslist is free for dealers. It's $5 for posting. But when you go back to that slide before, there were 13,000 cars that were posted on Craigslist that day. So if you're an independent dealer, what many of them doing is they're just fishing. They're throwing out one or two cars. Accuracy is irrelevant. And then what's happening to the secondary market for all those other companies, they're simply scraping Craigslist plus all the other people that are already scraping Craigslist. So the accuracy of the data is just not there.
Do you have any slide on financials, like what you need, how much?
Yes,
How much?
but we have 5 minutes, so we had to pick. Yeah. Be happy to talk offline about financials. That was easy.
Any more questions?
Sweet.
Question. So I feel like you're comparing yourself to this barefoot, but you want to apply to the cars market.
Mm-hmm.
I think the difference is barefoot, that what they're trying to do is that you're connecting the smaller, I guess, space rental places, which don't have a bad reputation. Whereas, I think your main problem is going to be you're trying to reach out to smaller used car lots, and I feel like there's a reputational issue there because a lot of them focus on lending out cars to people who can't pay anyways, and then repossessing it, and that's how they make money.
Right. They're actually named for those car dealerships. I mean, not other than sleazy scumbag. I mean, there's actually industry terms for that kind of stuff. And that's one of the things that we do. We're not looking for every dealer in America, right? You're looking at over 100,000 independent dealers. And we can really tell readily who's going to be the ethical one. So when there's more words about finance and renting cars than there is about information on the car itself, that's a sign. We don't even stop at those dealers. We just move on. So as we were talking with some marketing people, they said, so really kind of in a way what you're doing is creating an Angie's List for cars. And that is kind of a side component of what we're doing is we're trying to legitimize the honest used dealers that are out there.
You bring up scraping data a whole lot. What's to stop other competitors from scraping your data?
Well, actually we want to. That's why we're going to start splashing all of our logos on the pictures. I don't think it's bad. So that's one of the models that we're looking at. So from a revenuizing standpoint, I don't know who would want to know every car purchase for an inexpensive car in the U.S., but I got to imagine somebody's going to that database, and that database doesn't exist today.
Second question, the price is always right. Someone's going to scrape your data and offer your services for a little bit less than you offer them.
That's possible, but there's very much a hands-on component to our business model.
Why is that an advantage?
We're going to go out to the dealers that do business with us once a month, and we're going to inventory their inventory.
Do you have a sense of how many people that buy these cars at these dealerships go online and search for it?
We can't even begin to get a number for that. Like for instance, when you look at Craigslist, the Austin Craigslist, that was 13,000 hits just for those cars, and that was same day postings. So when you look at that and you try to extrapolate that across the U.S., it's undefinable. I've been looking for ways to try to verify the data. It just isn't there.
One more question.
Just from a marketing perspective, I mean, what is the cost of customer acquisition for one customer? What would that cost you guys?
We're still figuring that out. We're a bootstrap company. Everything we've done today is paid for. It's kind of the motto, right? It'd be kind of cheesy to go out and take out loans, but basically it's all paid for. So right now we're just dealing with, it's getting dealers, and that's kind of where our investment is. We haven't got to the consumer part yet.
That was great, guys. I actually have a dealership myself, so I'll be talking to you later. So let's see, next is Mass Ventures. Nathan, come on down. Let me pull it up.
Test. Yes, it works.
Well, I don't know if that was better or not. You need to, here you go.
Oh, with two.
Okay, how many people in the audience are angel investors? Come on, there's got to be some people with those little yellow stickers out there, right? All right, so when you look at the number of people out there that can invest capital, a very, very, very small percentage are angel investors. So we got started out with the question of what if retail investors, that is everybody in this room, could invest in ventures near them without having to deal with all the securities laws and the regulations and the things that are in place that keep you from being able to invest in early private placements. And the answer was kind of complicated. So there's a set of laws in the 2012 Jobs Act called Title III, which allows for equity crowdfunding for normal everyday investors. And that has been pending and pending and pending and pending. Someday we may see that come out, but even so, the proposed regulations for that were 587 pages. Not fun reading. I'm a lawyer, so I read it all, and I don't want to do it again. So we said there's got to be a better way. And so RC and I, over there in the corner, RC Mosier and I, got started, and we started talking to the legislature here in Texas, and we said, what can we do to bypass this for Texas? And the answer was there was this guy at the governor's office, Amir Marabi, who said, you know what, I'm in economic development. I think this is a really good idea, and the governor's office would like to get behind this. And our local reps got behind us. And as an aside, Amir is here with us today, and he's actually joined the team as of last month, so we're happy to have him. And in November, Texas adopted final rules, passing unanimously 4-0, making Texas the largest equity crowdfunding market in the nation. We have 21 million Texans who can now invest in projects that previously they could not. This could be anything from commercial property, residential, a brew pub, a restaurant, a startup, you name it. Anything that is a Texas entity that is funded by Texas investors counts under these new laws. And so as you can see, the number of accredited investors that invest through platforms like AngelList and so forth is less than 2% of the US population. The remaining 98% can now begin investing in things outside of the common stock market. And here in Texas, that lets everybody participate in growing their communities by investing locally. And so basically this lets companies raise up to $1 million every 12 months. There are protections in place, so one investor can't invest more than $5,000 in any given company. But there's really very few restrictions on that other than your ability to invest and your ability to evaluate the deals you're looking at. And there are SEC and state board protections on limits of risk and background checks and things that people have to go through before they're able to use this sort of thing. And if you look at real estate as an example, we see a lot of interest in that area. You can actually use this as a multiplier. So if you combine that $1 million in equity funding with bank loans and other things, you can wind up with projects that hit $5 or $10 million in total project value. And I really look at this like a socially conscious investment, right? Like you may invest in a mutual fund that has a slightly lower or slightly different return profile because you want one that's carbon neutral, or you want one that doesn't invest in oil stocks or tobacco stocks or whatever your cause might be. This way now you have money that you can take and put back into your community. So if you've got $10,000 to invest, rather than putting that in an ExxonMobil or an Apple and seeing it wind up in some offshore tax haven, you can put that money back in your community and you can grow Austin or wherever else you're from and wherever else you want to see growth
using the money that you would ordinarily be investing anyway. So what we're looking for are advocates, people to help spread the word, Rubyists, developers that are familiar with Rails, partners, venturers, and investors. And as a side note, we were approved by the Securities Board as of today, so you will expect to see quite a bit of messaging from us in February and March as we take this into a broader launch. And as far as I know, we're the first and only company to both advocate for and operate under these rules. Questions?
Have you looked into PRI, program-related investments?
No, I haven't.
So PRI is a charitable foundation can contribute, like invest in a for-profit company, but what they give is actually tax deductible.
That's really interesting, and I think this is something we should follow up on afterwards, but it does remind me, there was that $5,000 limit on what people can invest. That only applies if you're a non-accredited investor. So if you are an accredited investor, the rules don't change. You can continue to invest as much as you like, and whether those vehicles may fit under that rule, definitely want to talk to you about it afterwards. Yeah.
So for the retail investor, the specific reason that they're investing in a mutual fund is the diversification aspect of limiting risk. Why would a retail investor want to take that $10,000 out of the possibility of investing in a mutual fund and put all their eggs in one basket, so to say?
Because the dollar amount that is required to invest in any given investment through our platform is $500. Technically, it could be any amount, but we've set that minimum at $500. So if you have 10 grand to invest, you can split that into $500 chunks and place it across a variety of different companies and a variety of different investments to help diversify. And of course, you probably want to use this in conjunction with some of the other tools. I mean, we're not saying forget about everything else you're doing, but this is another component for you to invest some of that money in things that return back to your community.
Have you looked at micro ventures?
Yes, so Micro Ventures is a registered broker-dealer, and they generally take investment from accredited investors only, so that 2% slice. We are available for everybody, and so we're available to anyone that wants to operate under this particular set of rules.
I think there have you checked the latest policies?
I haven't. You know, there's a bunch of different rules that operate at the federal level, and as far as I know, I could be wrong, I don't know that much about MicroVentures' business model, but they cover a lot of the federal type rules, and we're operating under a parallel process that's been put in place by the state.
So what makes you guys different than Fundrise or Fundrise?
Same thing. Fundrise is a Title II platform, which means accredited investors only. An accredited investor is someone that has $1 million in assets excluding their primary residence, or $300,000 a year filing jointly. So while that may be a fair number of people nationwide, in terms of the total addressable market in Texas, that's not a whole heck of a lot.
How can you make money, and what's your sustainable competitive advantage besides being fast?
Sure, we make money by taking a percentage of the raise. It varies depending upon where you are in that scale. It's 4% at the $1 million threshold, and it, like I said, it increases as you go down the scale because our costs have a fixed cost component that doesn't change. Our sustainable competitive advantage is that we're the ones that advocated for the rules. We have the governor's economic development director in with us on this, and we have a unique ability, being an attorney, former programmer, and some other team members that are tech folks, even more so than myself, that give us an opportunity. And it's the only, I think that's the reason why, as of today, we're the only ones that have passed that regulatory hurdle to get where we are.
One more question.
All the way in the back.
Is there any due diligence done?
Pardon?
Any due diligence done?
Any due diligence done? There is a long list of information that the company and the issuer has to provide in terms of diligence materials, but it's up to them to supply that information. We do not pre-screen the investments beyond sort of that initial threshold of making sure that this is somebody that's credible and that the information that they're providing is accurate to the best of our ability to determine that. Whether it's a good investment or a bad investment, whether the return profile is something you like, don't like, all that's information that you direct to the company. Just like if you're looking at a Kickstarter campaign, deciding if this is a credible company that's doing it, you need to do your own research and kind of tap the wisdom of the crowd to do that.
Yeah, one more question.
Yeah.
Let's say you have a startup crowdfunding tomorrow, and
Yeah.
you're a Texas startup, and you would like to crowdfund for equity. Would your lawyer magical skills enable such a startup to do that on another platform, like maybe Indiegogo?
So far, things like Indiegogo and Kickstarter are that rewards-based crowdfunding. And if you're a products company selling to a products market, a lot of the times your cost of capital on that's going to be lower on something like Kickstarter or Indiegogo than it is going to be on a platform like ours. Because on our platform, not only do you have to fund with us, but you also have to offer those investors a credible return as well. But unlike Kickstarter, our platform, does not subject you to income tax on the results of that. So this is an equity investment. Something to keep in mind on your Kickstarter is that is taxable income to your entity, assuming it's not otherwise offset. So we'd love to talk with you in more detail. Obviously, if you look at Oculus, right? A lot of people ponied down $1,500 for the developer kit for that thing, and when they sold to Facebook for $2.1 billion, nobody that funded those developer kits got a slice of it. So I think there's some certain benefits, absolutely, for the investor, but also for the company for this.
I'll just go upon what Nathan was saying. I apologize for my hoarse voice. This mold is really bad out there. This really ostensibly is opening up the floodgates for investment, particularly to the retail class. Many of you here who may shy from raising your hands as accredited investors know that this has kind of been the exclusive domain of those who have been high net worth individuals. There's good reason for that, but there's also good reason for letting the crowd not only do proof of concept, but also invest and be part of your early stage venture. That's something that has not existed before. Now with the convergence of all the technologies that we all mutually use, it's a fantastic, fantastic new realm that we're entering. And so when you see that graph, that really kind of underlays and buttresses the truth of what's going on in the market. 98% of the people that will ultimately become your consumers, your customers, can now also potentially be your investors. And there's really intrinsic value in that, not only capturing them as your early stage investors, but also as your follow-on customers, as well as your deliverables. Your deliverables, a lot of companies that we all may know who've been on a platform already have had a tough time fulfilling orders, have had a tough time fulfilling logistics, and money is only one of the components. And so this really allows you to scale beyond just a quick capital raise. It's just what Nathan showed in that slide. You can use this to leverage other capital pools as well, not just one singular raise.
All right, guys, I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. That was great. Just to get this straight, this is for real estate?
Well, the bulk of our focus in the beginning is on real estate because it's a pretty easy to identify market, but the rules don't apply just to real estate, they apply to everything.
So I have a deal in South Austin, and I want to bring equity investors to it.
We would love to talk to you about it.
Okay. Got a bunch of those guys. My other life, I invest in real estate. So definitely, I'll be talking to you guys. So next up, if you guys want to take a break and run to the bathroom, you can. You're just going to miss out a great presentation because we have limited time. So I'll give you guys 2 minutes to take a break, all right? Alright guys, we're starting 2 minutes. Alright, you guys can grab your seatmates and we're going to get started again. Just to keep it going, we got still full presentation guys, and we got less than 2 hours, I guess, or an hour and a half. So let me go ahead and get you guys to come down. Hello. Where's the speaker so I can make it noise? Oh, that got your attention. Thank you guys. Alright, settle down. And let's get Buro a chance to teach their company. Here's the speaker. Excuse me, Buro.
Alright, sorry if I come off a little nervous. Kind of one of the first times that I've done one of these, but thank y'all for coming out. I'm Ethan. I came up with the idea for Buro, and as you can tell by my wirely complexion, I'm the muscle behind this operation. We're trying to flatten a $14 billion market. Sorry. So what are we? You could think of us as if if Lyft and Uship had a baby, it would be us, Buro. We're mobile first, and these are the markets that we're going after. We're currently in 3 of these, all except moving. Just like Uber, we take 20% of all commissions, and we expect 100 million in revenue in the next 5 years. There's 50 million moves in the U.S. Per year, and most of them are local, so Austin to somewhere else in Austin. Did it change? Okay. And same-day delivery is expected to grow 4 billion in the next 3 years, so by 2018. Here is a chart of current versus projected same-day delivery in the next 3 years. And we are currently looking for additional founders, technical and business. And we are underfunded, and we are looking for a seed of 250K. That's it. Questions? We'll go with him first.
So are you a broker then?
No.
Okay, so what exactly do you guys do?
Okay, so what we do is we're same-day delivery. So say if you buy a couch or something from a furniture store, and you want it, but the delivery fee is $100 or something like that, and you have to wait a week, right? So that's what we're here for. We're Buro. So you use the mobile app, and you can request a delivery. You come pick it up and take it to your house. 15 minutes.
You have trucks?
Yes, trucks.
15 minutes in Austin?
Roughly 15.
Depends on the location.
Next question.
Do you guys own these trucks, or is this like a lift, like peer-to-peer?
No, only trucks. We only do big items, furniture items, appliance items.
Wait, so are you?
Yeah, it's like Lyft. So guys with trucks, as long as you have insurance. Yeah, it's peer-to-peer. It's like if you have insurance, you have a pickup truck insurance, and we do a background check, then you can make up to $30 an hour.
So you're basically the marketplace that's connecting people who buy stuff, but then can't get it back home. With the guy on Craigslist with a truck that says, I will come and pick up your stuff and take it home for you for X amount. You're in the middle, you connect these two people, and then you take some money off the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any insurance for my stuff being safe if using the platform?
We have bill of lading as of right now.
Up to $1,000.
Okay.
Back there.
Do you guys do anything bigger than like one piece of furniture, like say entire houses, stuff like that?
Well, as I talked about earlier, moving, we'll get into that later on, but right now we're just saying, one item, furniture, or something like that. You check a shirt.
Do you have a sale so far? Like, what's your doing?
We can talk about that offline. Next.
So a lot of purchases online, the exchange of money hasn't taken place. You can't buy something at IKEA and go pick it up because you have to pay at IKEA. Like, how do you handle something like that?
Yeah, so I handle operations. We work with, there's two ways that stores use us right now. One is the stores will pay for it. They'll pay for the delivery, so it's on their tab. Other stores, like those are the higher price stores that do that. The lower price stores, they'll hand out our cards and say, these guys do a great job. Download their app or go to their website and do a request. And then the consumer pays for it out of their pocket and signs up.
So basically it's already paid for when you guys go and get it?
Yeah, it's got to be paid for. We don't show up with the cash and handle the transaction. Yeah, it's got to be paid for. So they give us like an order number or whatever and say, my receipt number is 12345. And we go say, we're here to pick up receipt 12345.
Yeah, why this? I mean, what's the story? Why is this particular market, this particular thing, what you decided to focus on?
Talk about the idea, how you came up with it.
What got you into bureaus? What was the background?
I was actually helping my dad move some furniture, and we used U-Haul, and I absolutely hated it. And we were, he was recently working on a different stuff, and so we had his technical side, all the setup for the app and whatnot, and I was like, we should use that to move couches. And eventually, I thought about it, and it was a pretty good idea.
So you mentioned U-Ship locally here. What's the differential between them? I mean, they have a huge list of movers all over.
So U-Ship's usually really far distances, like from city to city or across the country. We just do intercity deliveries, not from city to city. So if somebody calls, we could, I guess, if somebody said I need to move my sofa from Austin to Houston, the driver might take that call, but we don't ever get those. It's usually I'm at Gage Furniture and I just bought a sofa and I want it today. I don't want to wait 3 days and pay their $100 delivery fee. Most of our price, the average price of delivery is around $34. And we can get there in 15 minutes and then whatever time it takes to get through traffic to wherever it needs to go.
Did you say $34 on average?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you do like any add-ons where you might move the stove into the house and hook up the gas and that kind of thing?
We'll take it through the entryway and put it in the room it needs to go in, but we don't touch any electrical, any water. We won't even plug it in. That's just if something goes wrong, then we're liable. So we just say, this is where it goes, yes, okay, goodbye, and we leave. But no, we don't ever plan on doing that.
The reason why I ask is because obviously there are some people who can't do that.
Right.
Or old people.
Yeah, we have people that we refer to and say, the guy's an electrician or whatever, here's a card and call him, but we don't want to get involved in that.
One more question, guys?
The guy in the back, red shirt.
Yeah, I couldn't hear what you're talking about just now, but would you guys be live delivery? I mean, if they brought a couch to a house and busted a hole in the wall or something?
Yeah, so our terms of service, and we make it known up front. So really, we're curb to curb. If somebody says, well, I really need you guys to take it inside, we say, okay, but you have to sign a waiver that says if we take it through the entry door, if anything happens, we put a net in the wall, we cave in the front of your nice chrome refrigerator, we're not liable. So
that's pretty good. I actually get a lot of furniture and it takes weeks to, so I'll probably be using you guys' platform, definitely. Yeah. Just to get this straight though, guys, was that only for retail stores? Let's see, let's get started for the next presenter, guys. Get kind of quiet again. I hate to do the microphone thing, so please bear with me here. And next is my derm portal. Let's get you up here. Can I have my thing all messed up? Go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Paul Robichaud. I'm the CEO and co-founder of My Derm Portal. Another arm exercise. How many of you have gone to the doctor in the past year? Wow, everybody looks pretty healthy. So if you've gone to the doctor in the past year, it's probably a pretty miserable experience if you live in Austin. You have to take off work or drive a long distance. And that's the problem we're solving. So I co-founded the company with my wife. She's a dermatologist. She grew up in South Texas. And when she wanted to go to the doctor, she would have to either go to Mexico or drive a really long distance. So our platform solves this problem, and we're starting in dermatology. And our platform allows dermatologists to see simple follow-up visits over the internet. And it takes them significantly less time than an in-person visit. So I'll just walk through the demo real quick how it works. So we're doing follow-up visits, so it's really low risk. So you show up to your doctor's office, you get diagnosed just like you normally would. They give you a treatment plan. And instead of the follow-up visit in the clinic, they schedule a follow-up on My Derm Portal. Then the second step, on the day of your visit, you receive a notification from us. You log in, you answer questions that are specific to your diagnosis. So we have templates for the most common diagnoses in dermatology, acne, eczema, the list goes on. You answer these questions, you upload pictures, you update your medical information, you prepay for the visit, and you submit it. This gets routed to your dermatologist. They look at your answers, they look at your pictures, they input a quick assessment, and update your treatment plan, either consisting of new prescriptions or information on how to better manage your condition, whatever that may be. It takes a dermatologist a little bit less than 2 minutes on our platform to see a visit. And the reason is because of these diagnostic specific questionnaires and the workflow that we have driven in there. So who cares? So why would a dermatologist do this? Because this is clearly great for all of us, right? I don't have to miss work, I don't have to travel. So some things about dermatology are that about a third of their visits are follow-up visits. And many of these are just sort of mild conditions that can easily be seen with a questionnaire and a photo like we're doing. And follow-up visits happen to be the lowest type of reimbursed visit any doctor gets reimbursed for. And because dermatology is one of these practices where they do procedural-based things, more complex patients and more procedural-based patients reimburse more. So a follow-up visit gets paid about $75. Average reimbursement for their other visits between $200 and $600. So these are in essence an opportunity cost for a dermatologist. So the idea is to shift these visits to our platform, allow them to see them more efficiently, and allow them to see these, the appointments that it opens up allows them to see these more complex, higher reimbursing patients. And we know that those appointment slots are going to get filled. So 72 is the number of days that it takes to get a dermatology appointment in Boston. The highest recorded, they did the survey in January 2014, was 256 days in Minneapolis. So the demand is there to backfill these follow-up visits with the more complex patients. So the incremental revenue as a result of using our platform is at least, and this is a really conservative estimate, about $74,000 a year for the dermatologist. So where we are, we founded the company last year, about spring. We started working on the application in June. We're about 2 weeks away from finishing our pilot, our MVP. And we've got several clinics where we're planning on launching and testing. One of them is the largest, one of the largest dermatology practices in Michigan. So I'm here today. We're looking for a co-founder, technical co-founder. So we raised a little bit of money to develop the MVP that we're about to finish, and we're looking to expand our team, and we're looking for a front-end engineer to be a technical co-founder. You don't have to be a race car driver or wear that helmet. So preferred skills that we're looking for someone with JavaScript. Our application is built in Angular, as well as we connect to the backend via REST APIs. So, all right, a little time. There's my contact info. Yes?
How do you get reimbursement from the big insurance companies?
Currently, this model is not reimbursed. So, which is why people have kind of shied away from it, but it's getting a lot of momentum now. So it's just a matter of time before insurers start to cover this thing, the store and forward model. It's covered in South Dakota and in California with some exceptions and nuances. But the differential revenue from those more complex patients more than offsets the $40 insurance reimbursement that the dermatologist would forego.
So not the dermatologist, what about the patient?
So, sure. So a lot of people have high deductible health plans. They usually pay the entire visit out of pocket. So we sell the platform to dermatologists. They decide what they charge their patient. So it could be their existing copay, it could be a little bit more depending on what their patient population's like. Yeah.
As an end user patient, how do you know that like the qualified professional is actually going to be on the other end looking, not just like an assistant or something saying, okay, you know, like how can you guarantee that you're getting like, at least a PA or nurse or somebody not.
Yeah, so we have a process where, we will have a process, where we sign up the docs, everybody gets a unique ID. So it's very similar to electronic medical record, right? So you have to do authentication, and whoever signs and does the script is your doctor, right? If not, they're doing it, it's illegal, right?
Like a visual thing, so you kind of, you know, face-to-face, FaceTime kind of feature maybe?
So we've shied away from doing anything live interactive video because of the loss in efficiency. So the big value driver is that the dermatologist literally takes them 2 minutes to do this. And it's not that they're providing a lower level of care, they're just getting the only specific information they need for your condition. Yep. Yes, absolutely. So our entire backend database, we have a BA with Amazon Web Services. It's all encrypted at rest, encrypted in transit. So absolutely.
Medical issues like having appointments like this, like will they, even if the pictures look real, so they check your vitals and.
So not necessarily. So the standard that they have to adhere to is, it's escaping me right now, but basically they have to do whatever they would normally do at an office visit. So if you go see a dermatologist, they don't take my blood pressure, right? They don't, if it's a follow-up visit, they don't do an entire skin check exam because they did that on the very first visit they saw you. So they have to do whatever is customary for that visit. And what we're doing is absolutely that. And it's, to be honest, it's kind of a gray area, and we're definitely on the very conservative end. There's lots of people who are doing what's called direct-to-consumer telemedicine, where you snap a picture and send it off to someone you've never seen before, and they send it back. We're not doing that.
Is it more common when people with bad cameras or people with bad lighting? Because it is quite difficult to take a good picture, especially of skin problems.
Yeah. So we've been doing a manual sort of lean startup type of model right now with secure email and PDF questionnaires and photos. By and large, the photos are really good. So you can use your mobile device, take pictures. The one step I missed here is we actually have a triage workflow. So a medical assistant is actually the first person that's going to see the appointment, and they're just looking at pictures and they're going to accept or reject. And the good thing is they've already diagnosed you. It doesn't have to be diagnostic quality. They just need to see whether you're getting worse or better or worse.
Are you changing their flow so that they're taking a photograph that they can compare against what? Are you changing their office flow so now they have a reference photograph?
They will, so they won't. So a lot of doctors, most of them don't take pictures in their office.
That's right. So,
right.
So they're seeing all these patients, so, and now they're they're seeing Jim's eczema 6 weeks later, and they're going, oh, I forgot what that looked like. Is this better?
They got the same problem in the office, though.
Well, no, but there's yeah, I guess so.
So
it seems like it's so. Yeah, I suppose that's true.
So actually on our platform, you'll be able to see an archive of their photos. So it'll be advantageous to them to use that because they'll be able to see a historical of the photos.
One more question, please.
Everybody didn't.
I was going to say the adoption, like how's the response been from the dermatologists?
So I would say if you asked me this 12 months ago, I would say, oh, this is really cool. This is kind of neat. Like, in the past 3 months, it's completely come 180 degrees. So The past 3 I've talked to are asking me, can I use it right now? What's your price? I've looked at 2 other systems this month. So it's the past 3 months has really accelerated adoption. It's awareness. People are realizing that this is how medicine is going to be practiced, and we're still in the early adoption phase of telemedicine. So the people that are most responsive are people who they have a good book of business. They realize that this is going to be the future of medicine, and they're looking to grow their business and be an early adopter of this stuff.
All right, thanks. You guys can definitely talk to all those presenters after the event. All right, next is Sky. Jake. There you go. And here it is. There you go. Okay. All right, guys, we're starting for the next one. Let's get ready.
How's everybody doing? My name is Jake Mishimura. I am the COO and co-founder of Eye in the Sky Collective. Eye in the Sky is a music technology platform, and we're building a platform right now. It's going to be designed to connect 100% of an artist's direct-to-fan e-commerce sales to a back-end network of vetted artist services that we've assembled to help support and grow the careers of the self-sufficient modern musician. So with our involvement in the music industry, we've noticed a significant problem. Artists today really have 2 career path choices. The record label option is still a viable option for some artists. However, they're becoming less common and they're actually less attractive. When an artist signs a record deal, they're signing away control of the direction of their career. They're signing away the rights to the music that they themselves created. And with the growing, and also labels are forcing artists to sign what are called 360 deals, which give the label a right to take a percentage of every single revenue stream an artist generates, not just from the sale of music. However, with the rise of digital distribution from platforms such as iTunes and Bandcamp and social media marketing platforms, it's completely viable for an artist to grow and build a career without ever having to sign a record deal. However, there are issues going this direction as well. Many of the digital distribution platforms will charge and take a cut of every sale between an artist and their fan. In addition, there's an abundance of these platforms, artist-directed platforms out there today, and it's very time-consuming to sign up and maintain a lot of accounts. And third, without signing a record deal, many artists don't have the connections that they need to the services required to really grow and survive as a musician. So what we've done in our platform is, like I said, we provide e-commerce solutions for artists for them to sell music and merch directly to their fans. They get to keep 100% of the revenue. It gets maintained in their Eye in the Sky account for them to spend within our network of artist services, for them to create more content, to sell directly to their fans, to keep 100%, and the cycle continues and their careers grow. So how do we make money? Well, one of the ways we make money is we charge a monthly fee to our members. For the monthly fee, like I said, we provide a customized e-commerce store to all of our artists that can be embedded in their website or their social media accounts. Wherever an artist needs to sell their music and merch directly to their fans, that's where their Eye in the Sky store is going to live. Second, we've negotiated discounts with our partner vendors. We pass on a portion of the discount to our member artists, and we keep a portion of that discount for ourselves as a commission for connecting the 2 parties. This is the design for the back-end tool set for our artists. You can see they'll be able to access their Eye in the Sky funds. They'll be able to request quotes from all of our vendors and actually be able to spend money directly with them through the back-end platform. So where are we today and what do we need? Well, first of all, we have a pretty robust vendor network already assembled and ready to go. We've also been doing these connection transactions between artists and vendors for a while now, but manually, and that's why we're making this big push to make it digital and seamless. And we actually have a lot of artists that are coming to us now that want to be on our platform because they see the value in it, but we just can't onboard them right now without it being digital. The back end is built. We have a dedicated CTO. The front end wireframes and designs are completely done. We're just looking for that front end developer to bring in as a partner to really marry the two and make our platform come alive for our customers. And as we get close to releasing the MVP, and we're really, really close, we're also looking for investment to ensure that our platform scales the way that we really believe that it can scale. Thank you, and if there's any questions?
How do you account for like streaming? Do y'all integrate to Pandora or any of that?
Right. So we actually have a digital distribution partner, and they're in charge of getting all those wherever an artist wants to digitally distribute, iTunes, wherever. We don't think that we're the one-stop shop. We understand that there are certain platforms that artists need to be on, right? So iTunes is one of them. Pandora, Spotify are other ones. Pandora's a little different because you have to kind of apply to be on that platform, but definitely Spotify. And our digital distribution partner passes on a discount to our artists for being members with us. Yeah.
Yeah, what will you charge artists on a monthly basis?
Right, so the monthly fee is $15 a month.
What's your cost of acquisition on those artists?
It's hard to tell right now, only because we haven't really scaled it. All the artists that we have on the platform currently have developed through relationships that we've had. We are pretty big members and active members in the Austin music community. So, there are a lot of artists that we have personal connections with that are on the platform right now. But then as word of mouth spreads, those are the artists that are coming to us saying, when is this platform going to be available, kind of thing.
Like, of your artists that are on the platform, like how much extra money or whatever you'd say, how much are they making? Are they really making money enough to like really be happy and love it and want to share it?
Yeah, absolutely. There's varying degrees of ways that artists use it. Some use it as kind of like an expense account, right? So they'll, every artist has different revenue streams that come in. This may not be their main one. And so when they have enough money in their Eye in the Sky account, they say, hey, we need some t-shirts. Boom, there's the money for it right there. And we have t-shirt partners, and we can drop ship it if they're on tour, whatever they need.
Can they ever cash out?
Yeah, they can cash out. We take 15% when they cash out, but that's comparable to Bandcamp, and that's less than what iTunes is going to take. Yeah.
How many users do you currently have, and I guess what's the growth rate?
What's the
growth?
Oh, growth rate? Right. So we currently have about 100 users right now, and we haven't really. Those 100 users have been on there more or less for growing pretty steadily for like a year and a half, and it's a slow growth right now, only because we know what it takes to fully service these artists, and without it being digital and seamless, it's hard to take on a whole bunch of projects.
And also, are they all in Austin?
No, actually, we have one international artist and a couple of other artists from outside of the state, actually. Yeah.
What technology is the platform based on?
So we have a RESTful API on the back end, and I believe it's built with Python.
Plans to offer like distribution and fulfillment services, like if an artist needs artwork or recording space?
Yep, we have all those vendors are already part of our. We have a bunch of great graphic designers and a bunch of great recording studios. Yeah, we have any service an artist needs to really grow and sustain their career. That's what we have offered. Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure I have this right. So you guys manage like their YouTube channel, their Pandora? No.
No. So you would sign up. You would get a customized store where you can sell your music and merch directly to your fans. That store can then be embedded into your website or your social media account, wherever. The money that you make from the sales on that store get kept in your Eye in the Sky account to then be spent within our network of vendor services. So you're managing all your content, but we're providing you the tool set to grow. Yeah.
What do you say the percentage of people that are actually buying music? If I like a song, I'm going to go on YouTube
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely. But you can also sell physical merch, and physical merch is actually a growing portion of artist revenue these days. So t-shirts, vinyl is a growing market. Those items can also be sold through the platform, not just digital music.
One more question. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to understand. It seems like you're both acting as an aggregator and as a competitor to current platforms out there, because if there are a couple of different ways that an artist might be able to search to sell merchandise or sell their songs. You're saying you have, this is, first of all, it's one account that organizes everything, but at the same time you're also competing with them. Is that correct?
Sure. So we recognize, like I said before, that we recognize that there are certain distribution platforms that artists need to be on. One of them specifically being iTunes. But what we do is we get you a discounted distribution to those platforms, and then we also provide you a bank account, a functioning like expense account to spend to grow, to buy t-shirts or recording studio, whatever you need to create more content.
But what's stopping me from just using one service, getting cash from them, and then spending that cash on a different service?
You wouldn't do that because through spending it through our service, we provide you discounts on those services, right? So if you made money through iTunes, they're going to take 30% off the top, right? You make $100 on iTunes. You sell 100 singles on iTunes. You make $100, but you only get $70 of that, right? Then you go out and you want to buy t-shirts. You're paying full price to manufacture those t-shirts, right? You sell that same $100 on our platform, you get to keep all $100 of that money. And in addition to that, when you go to buy t-shirts, you get a discount on that purchase.
So it seems like the most for value is that the fact that you're offering discounts because they're in network.
Offering discounts and also not taking a percentage of the sale.
The only time a percentage comes out is when they actually cash out.
Yes, correct. Correct.
Okay, that was good, guys.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. So, I just wanted to tell you guys that, I don't know if I mentioned this, for those of you that like to save money just like he's trying to do his thing, we do have a yearly VIP membership. I just have to throw it out there, guys. Sorry. But if you like this event, you like to drink and eat and listen to the speeches and give feedback, it's $100 for a year instead of paying $12 every month if you come. So if you're interested, I think we have it in if you sign up, and that way you don't have to spend, because I know a lot of people here coming every day and they spend more than, I think, if you add it up, $12 times 12 is $144. So you're saving $44 for those that like to save money. And the next presenter, I guess my thing is going off, is Antonio. He's going to be talking about his lab. This is where you talk about an engineer putting something together, guys. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's getting late. Let me put this beer aside. So anyway, I'm the CEO of Pretty Smart Homes. It's a home automation company. We believe that everything is going to contribute to make home automation, even common things. So we decided to start with lights, which is one of the things that are most common. Our first product is a lamp. It's a beautiful alabaster lamp. Let me turn it on. So it's an Internet of Things. Can you hear me there? Okay. So basically, you control it with your smartphone. You can tap on it. You double tap on it, and you find your phone. Several different functionality. So anyway, what I want to talk about is not only about the lamp right now, but the fact that we did a Kickstarter on December, and as you can see, it failed. So I want two things right now. I want your feedback, your brutally honest feedback about what you think happened. Other than there are two very obvious ones. One that it was on Christmas shopping, so everyone was thinking about buying things for Christmas, not for May delivery. And the other one is that the video is terrible. But I'll quickly present it, and I want your feedback at the end. And I'm also looking for a co-founder in marketing. So here we go. So where's the mic?
Together, we have a dream of launching great smart homes, and we want to begin with our great smart plan. We have spent months together working to bring a product that not only appeals to the more design-conscious individual, but also to the inner techie. Quality is key for us. We're working with alabaster artisans and woodworkers that are local to our hometown. In doing so, we're able to closely monitor the production of our lamps and maintain a good relationship with our manufacturing partners. Alabaster makes for a modern, sleek design that can brighten up any room. Because we're using a natural stone, each lamp is unique while still maintaining our high standard of quality. Our lamps are created using modern technology for precision, but are finished by hand to give you all the benefits of a handmade object. Simply tap on our lamp to turn them on or off, or use your smartphone to do so. We've added Bluetooth capabilities to give you total control of your lighting, and to give you features such as notifications in your preset color preferences. Because we believe in the future of smart objects, we've added a temperature sensor that allows you to monitor the temperature of a certain space and adjust it to your preferences with a smart thermostat. All of our features will be available in our user-friendly app, which will be available for both Android and iOS. We believe in a great user experience. We're working on simple commands for the many features our land provides. As new features are programmed, they will be available to you by simply updating your app. So, it is with great joy that I ask you to come alongside us and begin the production of our land. Won't you join us?
So, okay, we did a regular thing. We did a marketing campaign. We had some press, regular press, and still it didn't work. We're relaunching on April. That's the reason I'm so interested on feedback. Question, comments, whatever. We'll start with you.
What's the problem in the target market? Like, what is the problem that you're solving exactly? I didn't quite capture that.
Okay, so basically it's and that may be one of the problems. So it's called a pretty smart lamp because it's pretty smart, and it's a lamp. So it's a lamp with functionality, with the Internet of Things functionality that works with your Nest, work with your phone, wakes you up, etc., etc. So one of the things we thought it was that we would offer it, and then we found out that we should have addressed the home decoration market, but we didn't really find a link between the markets. Like the home decoration market, they don't do novelty, they don't do Internet of Things.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I'm just wondering, like, what's the pain point problem for a consumer to say, oh, I need this because I always lose my phone, or I can't find my remote, or my
it's pretty hidden. I mean, it's you want your Nest temperature, your temperature at your room to be exactly at what you want. You have your lamp and it's measuring temperature, so it'll command the Nest to be exactly at 71 in your room and not in the hallway and stuff like that. You receive a call, it'll tell you that you have a call. You don't find your phone, you double tap on it, you find your phone, different things. Okay.
So Roommate has something very similar. It's mood lighting. It's differently structured, but it's the same idea where you have some lights that turn on in different colors, and it makes the place look a lot nicer. I don't understand it because to me it's not solving any problems. But she loves it because it makes her home feel like home. And the way she got this was she's browsing certain, home decoration stores, because that's what she's into. She wants to make her home feel exactly the way it is. I think you're having a a message market fit problem, because you're talking about this as like, I can control this through my phone. I can turn it on, turn it off, change the colors. Whereas it's more of I want to get this into a luxury or home decoration store, because people who buy this want mood lighting. What do you think of that?
Well, and that's exactly one of the points. The reason we chose alabaster is because we didn't want to just do a plastic lamp with functionality. We wanted to do something that you would be proud of, that it be a heirloom piece, etc. Something that is really worth just the lamp itself, beyond the functionality. Wow. Well, thank you guys. So I'll just go that you.
I don't think that you necessarily need to even solve a problem. You're marketing to a group of people that they don't have a pain point. It's like, oh my God, I need a fancy lamp. How can I fix my problem with no fancy lamp? You're marketing fashion. And the problem is that you're trying to market fashion and tech at the same time, and the message is getting convoluted. I don't give a shit about alabaster or about the design necessarily, but what's really cool to me is the technology. Now the flip side is you've got a different market that cares a ton about the design and a little bit about the technology. So how do you segment the market and hit different niches? And what I heard there didn't appeal to either in my eyes, and that's just my marketing.
And that is exactly one of my questions. I haven't cracked exactly that one. How you mix the market? Okay. Hello? Same thing? Yeah.
Talk to this guy right here.
Yeah. The girl first.
I have a question. Did you do any research about current home decor trends and what's currently going on in voice? Because I think there's a good comment here where the solution to the previous question was don't mix the markets. Appeal either primarily to the aesthetic sense and do a little tech modification to add a little cool, or make it super tech and then super, maybe a white cube with nerd chic. I don't know.
Yeah,
one or the other. But is there any research into what the current trends are, and have you placed? When I see the video, I want to see that lamp in the environment where it's best. So I want to see everything. Even though I personally don't care, I don't care what the lamp looks like, but I want to see it styled up.
Okay, short answer is no. Long answer is I'm a techie. We always do that kind of mistake. So there's almost no lamps like this on the home decoration market. So there's almost nothing to study other than the trends themselves on the home decoration that are different from the other. But that's exactly part of the problem.
So there's a product that a couple of my friends use that's basically, I think it's by Dr. Dre, and they sell in Apple stores. And basically you can use you can change the lighting, color-wise. And so people use it for parties and stuff like that. And you can use it for ceiling lights like this. But I'm thinking that I'm wondering if that is something you're familiar with, and if there's something that I don't know. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, those are one of the things that we've been trying to avoid. Like for example, we don't want to go into the just party thing or the clapping lamp. Every time someone tells me about the clapping lamp, I kind of freak out. It is or the lava lamp, way in the back. Yeah.
When I first saw it, that's something like I was seeing Skywall magazine.
Just wants to avoid
Stand up.
But to answer your question, other than just to be a smartass,
is, like you said, tech versus aesthetic. Essentially, it's tech, like, yes, make it smart, make it have a motion sensor, make it come on when you walk.
Exactly. Put it on your front door. Make it change color when somebody is on your front door. That's alabaster. That's great for your front. Put in a camera. Trash that thing. Trash it. Trash it.
Okay.
Put in a camera. That will be very, very good. Okay?
Okay.
Make it appear on your phone.
So more videos about how it works.
No, put a video camera in it so you can see. It's like a spy.
So, okay guys, calm down. I know you guys are really emotional and interested because this lab is kicking some ass. Alright? But one question at a time, and feedbacks are great. So I think what we gathered was that it would be great to have this technology, but it would be great if you actually do it yourselves kind of thing, where you can make it work in any lights, right? Is that what everybody's saying? Okay. I think one more, this is the last one.
We're being really critical, and it's really hard to pick yourself out there and make something. It's fucking hard to launch a couch and everything. It's a full-time job. So let's just give him a round of applause for putting him out.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Although I was getting excited that everyone was getting mad, like, oh, I want this guy. Listen, I know the answer.
You got one here.
You asked.
No.
You asked us for our
honest and the brutally honest opinion. I appreciate it. Yeah.
You're attacking the wrong market, okay? Go through Micro Center, go to Fry's, look at those cameras, look at everything that you can replace it with that, and make it appear on your phone. It will work. You will sell millions, okay?
Okay. Or we
go take at least one more. It seems like everybody wants to look. That's great. Okay, we'll hear.
If you decide to relaunch your campaign and market exactly to the same people that you're marketing to, just from a format perspective, less camera on you and your daughter talking about this, more voiceover and actual demonstration of how it works. You did more demonstration in the 2 minutes before you showed the video than was done in the entire video.
Well, so more demonstration.
More demonstration of how it actually works.
Expanding on that, this is essentially mood lighting. Your video was anything but mood.
Yeah.
Your video was just a quick technical.
Yeah.
You're selling mood lighting. It's not illumination. It's not really technology. It's mood lighting with support. So you got to go into the sexy side of selling if you want to sell mood lighting.
This is what he's looking for, marketing guys.
Yeah,
all right, guys? All of you out there did a great job. Appreciate you guys coming. This is really great feedback. Love to have more of this feedback from everybody. Definitely, if anybody wants to present here next time, we welcome your feedback and your presentations. We love to hear everybody have an input about something. Now remember that you guys, there goes the microphone. This is all the presenters, guys. So just make sure that you remember who they are and who did what, and talk to them. Give them feedback. Tell them who can help them get to the next level, or if you're the guy they're looking for, do that too. So I appreciate you guys coming. There's more drinks if there's available. Just go ahead and network. I appreciate you guys coming. Hope to see you next time. Invite your friends. I forgot to ask one thing. How many of you here are new? First time here? Okay, great. So it's more newcomers and other people. Invite your friends. Come over next time. Appreciate it. Time to network, guys. Thanks for coming.